Hey everyone, Chris Campbell here with Dave Ramsey's coaching team. Listen, thank you so much for wanting to learn more about Financial Coach Master Training. Now, we've been training financial coaches for over 20 years here at Ramsey Solutions. As a matter of fact, Dave Ramsey, after he filed bankruptcy, started coaching people one-to-one. And that's what birthed this entire thing you know as Ramsey Solutions. So let me tell you, if you're thinking about becoming a financial coach, taking a world-class training is what's going to help you become world-class. As a matter of fact, that is our mission statement for people just like you that are thinking about becoming a coach. We train, develop, and support world-class financial coaches. Now, here's the reality. If you're thinking about becoming a coach, you might be thinking, is there even a need for coaching in America? Well, here's the reality. 78% of people live paycheck to paycheck. Maybe to kind of stun you a little further, back during the Great Recession of 2008 and 2009, which was a really horrible time, only about 62% of people were living paycheck to paycheck. That means during 11 years of economic boom, we've had more people become on the knife's edge of living paycheck to paycheck. So if you work for the government and you're furloughed, what are you going to do? You have to go stand in line at a food bank to feed your family possibly. We saw that during 2019 furlough. You work for GM and they go on strike. Well, guess what? We have a GM plant not too far from Ramsey Solutions. The food banks were going dry during that strike because people don't have margin in their lives. And here's the reality. As a financial coach, you can help them from the minute they get paid to the minute they spend the last dollar and help them overcome the stress, the anxiety, the fear, and the lack of a plan. And guess what? Even the arguments with their spouse. Because money is emotional, psychological, and relational. It's in the psych department, not the math department. Coaching is not about sitting down and doing someone's budget for them. It's really about helping them build long-term behavioral ways of handling their money so that they can win with money long-term. That's the key right there. So you may be thinking, okay, great. I would love to do that for somebody, but I have some mental hurdles. I have some things that I'm thinking about that could be stopping me from serving people. We call those mental hurdles at Ramsey Solutions. Things like, well, how do broke people pay for coaching? It's kind of counterintuitive, don't you think? I'm thinking about charging somebody that's hurting for money. Doesn't feel right. Well, there's some guilt inside of that, and we can talk about that during the training. We talk about that as a ton, actually. But let me share with you some facts, because facts don't care about feelings. The average American spends $217 a month on their cable television. They spend $283 a month on going out to eat. There's nothing wrong with either one of those things. But if you're stressed out, anxious, staying in a dead-end job, and arguing with your spouse, well, then you might need to cut something. You might need to change something you're doing so that you can get a different result. You see, our average coach out there charges $150 to $250 per session. And some charge way more than that, and some choose to charge way less than that. And that's okay. But in that time, they're helping those people overcome those fears, anxieties, get that plan together, stop talking to their spouse in a crazy manner, and really get on a good plan together. You ever heard that phrase, I wish I could just get my spouse on board? Well, maybe you don't need to get them on board with yours. Maybe you need to build a whole new boat together. And that's what a coach can help you do. Get on the same side of the table and look at the budget, rather than looking across the table, and that can easily start pointing at that person and saying, you're the problem. No, the plan is the problem. That's what the coach gets to lean into. Coaches don't sell investments, insurance, or do taxes. That's not what they do. They help with those day-to-day pain points that plague us all. We've all been there. I've been there. Heck, Dave was even there. So if you want to help people do that, that's how you charge broke people. And that's how much our coaches actually charge out there in the real world. Now, here's the other thing you might be thinking, the other mental hurdle. Great, I can maybe get on board and overcome that guilt you're talking about choosing to charge, but where in the world do I find people? Well, listen, finding people is like finding Easter eggs. It's very haphazard. We actually don't want you to find people. We want you to create clients in conversation. Now, I'm not trying to be all illiterate there and alliteration and go, oh, CCC, create clients in the conversation. No. It really is about the conversations that you're already having that you're becoming more and more intentional about, right? That's where you are going to create these clients. And where do you find them? Well, it actually drives back to your why. Why do you want to be a coach? Most people answer that by saying, hey, I want to help people. Great. There's a million ways to help people. Why with coaching? Why with financial coaching? And many times they'll say, because it's changed my life. Because I've implemented the processes. I've implemented the behaviors to win with money. And I know what it feels like now. And I know what it felt like then. And I want people to experience that. Well, great. How do you know you'd enjoy that? And oftentimes they respond with, I talk about money even to the point of being annoying to people. And I'm always having these conversations. And then it's almost like there's a comma, but how do I find people? It's in the why. It's in the what you're already doing, except for now we're going to teach you how to become more intentional about that. Not salesy, not pushy. We actually get into that in the training. And most people who think they're salesy and pushy, they're not salesy and pushy. They're just fearful of something that's never really happened. It's the boogeyman that doesn't exist. So here's the thing. I said earlier, we train, develop, and support world-class financial coaches. That's what we've done for over 20 years. And we do that through a series of coursework, and we do that through a series of coaching. As a matter of fact, one of the greatest coaches of all time, Steve Chandler, says, a coach without a coach is like a doctor that won't go to a doctor. It doesn't make any sense. We load this course up with so much coaching to help you break down your mental hurdles so that you can help your clients break down their mental hurdles. You would be astonished at the amount of coaches that have all the knowledge and they choose to do nothing. They just sit there and they wait. They always hope somebody comes and finds them, and that's not the way life works. As a matter of fact, one of the things we teach in there is the 3 keys to coaching. You have to listen, you have to ask questions, and you have to get out of your own way. And listening means I really want to know what's going on with you, not I'm waiting to craft a response to your question or what's going on in your situation to prove my value. Asking questions, not a preset, determined list of questions that we want you to read from like you're at a doctor's appointment. No, you have to do active listening so that you can confirm and clarify what the person's saying. And then when I said get out of your own way, what that means is, do you want some help with that? Most people hang up right there. They never feel comfortable. I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to be pushy. Trust me, folks, we lean into that heavy in the training. And I've seen so many people clear that mental hurdle to be able to start serving people like never before. So here's the deal. We want to train you, but we also know that this isn't for everyone. That's why the link below has a little application. We want to see, is it right for you or not? We're not married to you saying yes. We're married to you understanding what this program is all about. So we want you to set up a call with one of our coaches. Talk about your why. Talk about your mental hurdles. Talk about the things that are holding you up and making you maybe a little fearful of thinking about serving someone with financial coaching. And heck, you may already be there and going, man, I'm ready to get started. Great. Still, take the free call. Fill out the application. We can't wait to talk with you. So again, thank you so much for wanting to learn more, and we'll see you on that coaching call.